Hello and welcome to an introduction to the ITIL framework. My name is Lowell Amos. I'm an ITIL expert and I will be your instructor as we work together to introduce you to some of the basic principles of the ITIL framework. In this lesson, I'd like to cover what it is that ITIL is all about. What are the benefits that companies have seen from adoption? What are the certification levels? What's IT service management and its purpose? These are basic concepts that you should understand before proceeding to the next lessons. So let's get started. What is ITIL? ITIL is basically an acronym. It stands for the Information Technology Infrastructure Library. It's a set of books. In its core publication, there are 5 books. These relate to the 5 stages of an IT service through its life cycle, from strategy to design to transition to operations, and of course, continual service improvement. These are the 5 core publications that align to the lifecycle approach to IT service management. In addition to the 5 core publications, there is a great deal of complementary guidance that has been written that's industry or sector specific. We will not be covering any of the industry or sector specific materials in this course. So ITIL has been around for a long time. It got started in the 1980s when it was commissioned by the British government's Office of Government Commerce. In the 1980s, the British government was looking for a way to understand what were the best practices around IT service management. And in 1989, ITIL became publicly available. In 2000 and 2001, the ITIL version 2 books, Service Support and Service Delivery, were published. In 2007, version 3 of the framework was released. This consolidated the 7 books of version 2 into the 5 books we know as the ITIL core publications today. And last year in 2011, there was a point release of the framework to provide clarification and updates to some of the material. So as you can see, there has been over 2 decades of research, practice, and history of the ITIL framework. It is the de facto standard for IT service management worldwide. Why is ITIL so successful? Well, here are some of the benefits. Increased user and customer satisfaction with IT services. This is a focal point of the framework and a recognition that IT services must provide value to customers, and we're going to spend a lot of time talking about what that means. It improves service availability, directly leading to increased business profits and revenue. And these are empirical results that have been measured over time. Financial savings from reduced rework, lost time, improved resource management, etc. It also improves time to market for new products and has improved decision-making and optimized risk management. There are some key points to the benefits of ITIL about aligning to customers, improved decision-making, and balancing cost, benefit, and risk. ITIL also recognizes professional certifications. There are 4 basic certification qualifications within the schema. You are about to enter the ITIL Foundations certificate and is the entry point for the ITIL framework. There are also a handful of intermediate courses. On the left side of the graphic, in green, you can see the lifecycle modules. These align directly to the core publications of ITIL. On the right side are the capability modules that cover much of the same material from a different point of view. There are credit hours associated with each of the courses, and more information can be found online by searching ITIL. Once you have attained 17 credit hours in either the lifecycle phase or the capability side of the house, you're eligible to sit for the capstone course, Managing Across the Lifecycle. This course is worth 5 credit hours, and those candidates that successfully complete that certificate become ITIL experts. There is an ITIL Master qualification that is under development currently. For more information, you can find on the internet at itil-officialsite.com for certification requirements, and at the end of this course, we'll talk a little bit more about how to prepare for the exams. As you can see, becoming an ITIL expert is a fairly long path. However, for those that complete it, you'll have a wide understanding of the ITIL framework and all the tools necessary to implement the framework across an organization. There are a variety of parties involved in ITIL. There are accredited training organizations, or ATOs, that are accredited by certifying bodies like APMG International. TrainSignal is an accredited training organization. APMG International is one of the certifying bodies for accredited training organizations and is also an examination institute, which means it can offer the Foundation's exam. The Cabinet Office of the British government owns the intellectual capital of ITIL, and the Stationery Office publishes the ITIL publications and distributes them through resellers such as Amazon.com. So what is IT service management anyway? Let's start there. ITIL is a framework for delivering IT service management, and service management is defined as a set of specialized organizational capabilities for providing value to customers in the form of services. The key understandings in this definition is that service management is a set of specialized organizational capabilities. It's something that we need to invest in and develop from a strategic asset point of view. Those capabilities need to provide value to customers. So we're going to talk a lot about what value is and what are customers, and in the form of services. The ITIL framework is all about constructing, managing, and retiring services as appropriate to meet the strategic needs of the business. So for just a minute, let's talk about services and systems. What are services? Services are a means of delivering value to customers by facilitating outcomes customers want to achieve without the specific costs and risks. And that's an important thing to understand. These are customer outcomes, and we need to look at our services from the point of view of the customer. For instance, let's take the electric company that provides us a service. We pay for it every month. When I come home at night and it's dark, I wish to facilitate an outcome to allow me to see. I walk in my house and I flip the light switch and the lights come on. The service has facilitated that outcome that I want to achieve. Yet I have no understanding or ownership in the specific costs and risks of power generation. And that's the point. I don't have to understand how the electric company does what it does. I don't have to understand who manages, how it works, what processes they use. As long as when I flip the switch and the lights come on, I'm willing to pay my monthly fee. There are other examples. The cellular phone service, for example, or a hospital billing system. The outcomes that they support need to be well understood if we're to meet those customer requirements. A system is not a service. Neither is an application or a server. So what is the difference between a service and a system? The definition of a system is a number of related things that work together to achieve an overall objective. For example, a computer system might be hardware, software, and applications. They're a set of interchangeable components that work together to achieve an objective, but they may or may not provide a business outcome. A service and a system are different. A service may have a system as a component, but a service also includes management processes, knowledge, and other factors that may not be defined as part of the system. So systems can be components of services, but they are not the same thing, and that's a key understanding. The point is, a service must provide a customer outcome. So what's the primary aim of service management? The primary objective is to ensure that IT services are aligned to business needs. These business needs may change over time, and it's important for us to understand what are those business outcomes our customers are trying to achieve, and how do our services fit into helping them achieve them. Those will change over time, so our services need to be able to adapt. At the same time, they need to provide value, be available, have enough capacity, have security, as well as continuity. Over time, IT has been viewed as a segmented part of an organization, at least historically. Today, IT is becoming integrated into every business process across the organization, and even those that are customer-facing. In the olden days of data processing, the IT organization was oftentimes considered a function of accounting. That's no longer true today. With the development of the internet, the World Wide Web of information, e-commerce, and other business processes where IT is tightly integrated, we can no longer look at IT as an organization that is separate or distinctly different from the business itself. IT service management is about providing that alignment, the tools and techniques to make sure we understand and meet the needs of the business customer. Again, IT service management, its definition, a set of specialized organizational capabilities for providing value to customers in the form of services. There are 4 attributes or perspectives called the 4 Ps of service design. And basically, a service balances those 4 Ps to meet a customer need. They are processes, partners or suppliers if you prefer, people, and products. Those are the 4 Ps of service design and construction. So let's review some basic terms. ITIL is an acronym. It stands for the IT Infrastructure Library and is an integrated best practices framework for managing IT services through a life cycle. Service management is a set of specialized organizational capabilities for providing value to customers in the form of services. And a service is a means of delivering value to customers by facilitating outcomes they want to achieve without them having to incur specific costs and risks. And a system is a number of related things that work together to achieve an overall objective. So that's an introduction to the basics. Today we covered what it is ITIL is all about, what are some of the basic benefits that organizations that have adopted the framework have seen, what are the different certification levels available to professionals that choose to practice the ITIL framework. We defined IT service management and talked a little bit about its purpose and scope. I hope this was good grounding material for the next lessons. The ITIL framework has a lot of information in it, but these are the basic terms that you need to get started. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.